And now, marine weather around Alaska.
Coastal water forecast here. Another light wind day coming up all along the coastline, south to southeast at 10 to 15 knots on the north coast. Otherwise, to the south coast here, southwest breeze at 10 knots with seas 3 feet. About the same over the inside waters here. Southerly winds all areas anywhere from 10 or 5 to 15 knots with seas running 2 to 3 feet. Outlook for Thursday, winds stay light over the inside channels here. Southeast 15 for Clarence Strait. Otherwise, Stevens Passage, Lynn Canal, southeast at 10. East winds or east-southeast winds here at about 15 to 20 knots for the north coast. And for the south coast, southeast winds, 15 knots, seas 5 feet. Prince William Sound and the North Gulf Coast, variable winds, 15 knots. East winds at 20 knots for the Barren Islands and Kamisak Bay. And for Cook Inlet, variable winds, 10 knots. For Thursday, Cook Inlet, north to northeast winds, or mostly north winds actually at 15 knots. Northeast 20 knots for Kamisak Bay, northeast 25 for the Barren Islands. Small craft advisories also for the North Gulf Coast for east-northeasterlies at 20 to 25 knots. And for the Prince William Sound zone, east at 15 with seas 3 feet. Kodiak Island, east-northeast tomorrow, 20 to 25 knots. And for Bristol Bay, east winds at 20 knots and variable winds 10 to 15 knots for the Alaska Peninsula. Variable winds at 10 knots continue for the peninsula on Thursday, and northeast at about 15 there for Bristol Bay, but Kodiak Island will see small craft advisories with northeasterly winds at 20 to 25 knots. And for the eastern Aleutians tomorrow, we've got west-southwest winds 20 to 25 knots. West winds at 20 to 25 for the central Aleutians. Western Aleutians, west winds at 10 to 20 knots. And then for Thursday, western Aleutians, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Central Aleutians, northwest at 15. And for the Fox Islands, westerly winds in the forecast at 15 knots with seas 5 feet. And for the southwest coast, look for east winds on Wednesday at 10 to 20 knots, strongest south of Nunivak Island. Light variable winds for the Pribilofs, northeast up to 20 for St. Matthew Island, and east-northeast at 10 knots for Norton Sound and St. Lawrence Island. Those light wind conditions continue here over the northern Bering Sea, looking at north to northwest winds at about 10 knots. Same thing for the Kuskokwim Delta coast, northwest at 10, northeast 15 for the Pribilof Islands, north at 15 for St. Matthew Island. And for the Arctic coast, eastern Beaufort Sea coast will see the highest wind speeds, but not all that high, out of the east at 15 to 20 knots. And for the central coast, a light east breeze at 10, light westerlies at 10 on the western Arctic coast and the Chukchi Sea, mostly north at 10 to 15 knots. And for the Chukchi Sea on Thursday, those winds pick up to 20 knots there from the north and northwest. Western Arctic coast, north at 10, just 5-knot winds for the central coast, and east-northeast at 10 knots for the Beaufort Sea.